We have that the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, has asked lawyers to stop writing frivolous petitions against judges and personnel of anti-corruption agencies. ICPC Chairman Musa Aliyu made this call when members of the National Litigation Committee of the Nigerian Bar Association paid him a courtesy visit in Abuja. According to him, unnecessary petitions against judges and officers discourage those who are working hard to fight corruption in the land. Writing unnecessary petitions against officers of the commission and judges without concrete justification is not proper, as we are all colleagues and partners in the fight against corruption, he said. The ICPC board said appropriate professional measures should be explored in resolving issues arising between lawyers and anti-corruption officers in the course of investigations and litigations. He charged the NBA to always draw the attention of the Commission to any issue involving their operation. In ICPC, there is no harassment of lawyers. We ensure that the rights of lawyers are protected and also the rights of our officers in the course of our duties. We at ICPC, we try our best to see that we protect the rights of suspects and their lawyers, he added. I just wanted to give a thought about this Dele Farotimi and Afe Babalola. I think that's one of the reasons why he actually, and ICPC actually made this statement. But what do you have to say about this? Is it actually okay for ICPC to bring this situation into notice that we shouldn't make frivolous petitions against judges and certain agencies?
For me, who determines a petition that is unnecessary? When you say they should stop writing unnecessary petitions against judges, it doesn't sit well with me, because something must have led to people having that kind of perception. You know, perception don't just happen. Something gave rise to that perception. And if, as a lawyer, you know, a client comes to me and say, this is what I'm suspecting, you know, I want you to do a petition. Of course, the lawyer must have found out one or two, and the petition is prepared. It is not left for the system to determine whether or not this person that has been petitioned is innocent or guilty of the charge that has been leveled against it. Of course, we know people go the extra miles to want to slander, you know, certain individuals, especially judges. But like I've said before, something must have given rise to that perception. We are here in this country where Nigerians have, okay, let me not use the word because it will happen to me being making a blanket statement, but most Nigerians have lost confidence in our judicial institutions, especially judicial officers. And if that kind of perception is there in public domain, you don't expect people to sit down and, you know, don't say anything. So the ICPC, the EFCC, and all the Cs that we have in this country should understand that it is not just the right of lawyers alone that they are meant to protect. When you say, well, you want trying to massage the ego, trying to patronize the lawyers so that you can have that cordiality, fine, it's good, but don't try to blackmail. For me, that is more or less an emotional blackmail. When lawyers come to visit, you say they shouldn't entertain free. What makes the petition frivolous? You must attend to all the petitions that is brought before you, and when they are brought before you, subject it to due diligence. And how do you do that? You carry out proper investigation. If I come to you to say that a particular judge is suspected to have been compromised, regardless of the status, regardless of who that judge is, it is the responsibility of the ICPC to do a thorough investigation.
And that was why I brought out the
so you don't
issue
draw
of
conclusion.
Dele Farotimi
Exactly.
and Afe Babalola, because I wanted to get your thoughts about that. Do you think that there were due processes that was conducted before he got arrested, or he made a frivolous petition against Afe Babalola before he got arrested?
No, the case of Dele Farotimi, it's a clear case of oppression. Why I didn't want to speak holistically on that, because I'm emotional about it. Okay. You know, that somebody wrote a book and certain allegations were made, and the person is telling you that he has evidences to prove that some of the claims were not just fabrications. They were claims that he's confident if he's brought before any court of law to prove. And the only thing that you could do is to get the person arrested and put behind bars. We've had several individuals in this country who have written books and they've made several claims about certain individuals. For instance, the book written by former President Olusegun Obasanjo, you know, My Watch. Certain claims were made about the former vice president. Was he arrested? The answer is no. There was a book written by the former media aides to former president, late President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, Olusegun Adeniyi. The title of that book is Power, Politics and Death. Yeah. Certain claims were made. It's a book. And if you feel you have been slandered, if you feel there are certain libelous claims in the book, I think the best thing to do is to charge the person to court. Let the court decide whether the man is guilty of defamation or not. You don't just, because the man is an ordinary citizen, he doesn't have the kind of influence and power, you arrest the person and you just keep the person behind bars, and the next thing you see he has been granted bail with an outrageous condition. So these are issues that the Nigerian states need to look into. He was
actually denied bail
because of the conditions. Just because the person in question is Dele Farotimi. So what we are saying in essence is what is good for the goose is sauce for the gander. Everybody should be treated equally with the same amount of attention as far as it has to do with justice. Justice should not be given in a way that it does not measure up with equality. You know, justice thrives in a system where there is equality. But the Nigerian state is lacking in that particular aspect. So for the Icpc to now begin to say, stop writing frivolous, what gives them that impetus to now begin to, you know, say that such is unnecessary, such is frivolous, when it has not been subjected to the law court? That is my position. I just told you that former President Olusegun Obasanjo wrote a book, My Watch. You know that book. Certain statements were made against the person of the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. Why was he not arrested? So for me, the Icpc, the EFCC, and like I've said before, all the C's that we have that tend not to be seeing anything, they are looking towards one direction, should ensure that the way you treat Mr. A should be the way you treat Mr. B, regardless of status, regardless of, you know, who the person is. That is when we will not take them seriously. For me, I only think they are just, you know, pandering to the whims and caprices of the high and mighty in society. And that will not give us the kind of democracy that we dream to get as a nation, which wants the national, you know, image to be seen in good light before the Committee of Nations.
Okay.